Greetings, Agent. Fans of the Pokemon YouTube showed that decks have started celebrating something they're calling Occultober. It seemingly has to do with Pokemon that have weird or creepy backgrounds, but other than a few rumors, Occultober remains a mystery. Fans of the show have been seen wearing the new Occultober shirt by Amanda Flagg featuring Gourgeist and Bannet, which is now available for purchase at theyeti.com/thedecks. Occultober is all around you. There is something out there in the woods. Beware of Occultober.
Hey everybody, welcome to Occultober on the Decks, where we cover trivia and strategy for a different creepy Pokemon each week. I'm PokeKellz, but today I'm in a Pikachu costume.
And I'm Gardener Alex, but today I'm dressed like an 80s Vice Cop.
80s Vice Cop?
Yes!
Are you sure you just didn't shave your beard and now you're feeling a little self-conscious?
Ha! What? No! I just love...
What, Miami Vice,
Yep.
which ended 26 years ago? Way to connect with the audience, dude. What are you doing? What is that? What are you saying?
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
It's Gourgeist.
Oh, Lord.
Gourgeist.
So Gourgeist is basically the perfect Halloween Pokemon, evolving from literal cutie Pumpkin Boy Pumpkaboo when traded, starting in the Kalos region of Gen 6. Pumpkaboo is one of the cutest ever, but Gourgeist is way scarier.
Also, low-key, I love Pumpkaboo, so I just hopped in here for just one take to make that known. I'm not wearing a costume today, but I also love Scrafty and Crustle quite a bit, so I'm just gonna take this time to make that clear as well. Also, I know that Mega Beedrill exists. Don't tweet at me. I'll catch you guys.
Anyway, despite that feminine figure and a face that reminds me of Princess Bubblegum or Marzipan, Gourgeists are actually just the worst because they are known to wander streets on the nights of the new moon, singing in eerie, high-pitched voices, and anyone who hears the song is cursed.
Dang, anyone? So even if you were just chilling in your house trying to sleep, it can still get you? That's harsh, man. But you know what? That's not even the worst part either, because if you get too close, Gourgeist wraps you up in its weird hair arm things and sings to you while it takes pleasure in your pain and suffering. Neat.
The name Gourgeist comes from gourd and geist, but it's no accident that it kind of sounds like gorgeous as well. And in fact, Gourgeist singing might even be a reference to sirens, a creature who takes the form of a beautiful lady and leads sailors to crash on rocky shores with her hypnotizing voice.
It also probably draws a little inspiration from the Banshee on account of its French name being Banshee True. The Banshee is a female spirit whose awful screams and wails signal imminent death. They originate in Ireland, and you should remember that because Ireland comes up later too.
Geist is a German word that, depending on context, is translated to spirit, mind, or ghost. It kind of means all three and is often taken to mean the mind of a spirit in the form of a ghost. This means that Geist can pretty much be anything because their physical state doesn't matter when you're the mind of a spirit. Trippy. And
since the name comes from Germany, we did a double check of German folklore and found the Feldgeister, a cornfield spirit related to the harvest. It can appear as many things, but a common iteration is a feminine figure with flaming fingers who steals children and churns them into butter. That is a scary, scary corn lady.
A scary, scary corn lady?
Well, yeah, man. What's actually scary, okay? A ghost inside of a vegetable or a woman in the corn who spreads kids on her toast?
And I didn't even tell you about her super long bosom shoes to hit you with.
Her what?
For nothing. Gourgeist is clearly much more closely related to ghost gourds, so let's focus on that for a little while, okay?
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe you'll learn something that'll blow your mind.
I hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, plantimal influences. So, you might be surprised to hear exactly how many vegetables you've heard of are actually just types of gourds. Zucchini, pumpkins, and squash are all gourds, and not only that, they actually all belong to the same genus and species of plant. Isn't that crazy? Totally different looks and tastes, but they're all kind of the same plant. What do they think of next?
Yeah, when it comes to gourds, there's literally hundreds of them, all able to crossbreed and made into all kinds of funky shapes and colors. For Gourgeist, the closest we could find were certain color variations of the Autumn Wing and Kosher Yellow Banded Gourds, and actually, we were pretty surprised how right on the money they are, but that's not even where the influence stops!
Gourgeist also uniquely comes in small, average, large, and super size, which is no doubt a reference to the same gourd craziness, especially the pumpkin, which can grow so large that competitive pumpkin growing has become a popular agricultural sport. By the way, the record was set in 2013 by some dude in California who grew a pumpkin that weighed 2,032 pounds. The great pumpkins can grow tens of pounds per day, and some growers say they can even hear and see the plant growing because they grow so fast. Can you even imagine? Dang.
Right, but also it's almost Halloween, so like we can't not talk at least a little bit about pumpkin carving, right? I mean, it's got frickin' jack-o'-lantern on its body for Pete's sake. So check it. Originally, Halloween developed in Ireland. See? I told you it'd be back. You're a bunch of sly dogs, Game Freak. Good on ya. Never change, baby. Never change.
Anyway, Halloween originates from a Celtic holiday called Samhain, where once a year the spirits of the dead would walk the earth and people would make huge bonfires to scare them off and celebrate the last harvest of the year. Over time, as populations became denser, bonfires were slowly replaced by more sensible choices like hollowed-out turnips and gourds with candles inside, and the faces came from people having fun with the carving.
These could be carried around and the flame was contained, which made it much safer for people to have at parties. But the pumpkin-specific imagery didn't show up until Irish-American immigrants tried to celebrate the holiday, but found that turnips didn't grow so well where they were living. Pumpkins, however, were super cheap and grew awesome, and slowly they ended up replacing the turnip for good. And that, my friends, is why Gourgeist is the best Halloween Pokemon of them all. A bit of scary, a bit of cute, a bit of Halloween festivity, and a lot of gourds.
Dang, dude, gourds.
Yeah, man, gourds.
Like gourds, you know?
Oh my gosh, yes, totally, gourds.
Okay, but you gotta admit that was pretty interesting.
Okay, yes, fine. I've by no means forgotten the Kid Butter Corn Maiden, but the gourds were a pretty crazy topic in their own right.
You know what? I'll take it. That's all I wanted.
But you know what else?
VGT 2016 Gourgeist Battle Strategy. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You did it worse than I would have done.
I know you did.
Fine. Let's do it. Like most ghost Pokemon, Gourgeist has a few tricks up its sleeves, but even in battle, its true strength is its gordiness. And the supersized one is one bulky veggie ghost. Start with a relaxed one and super train it completely in HP with defense and special defense EVs to taste.
Gourgeist Bulk makes it a lot safer tossing out a move like Trick Room first turn, and honestly, that's what you should be doing most of the time, especially since it's so slow. It's a great way to put your opponent at a disadvantage right out of the gate, and when you build your buff guys with Trick Room in mind, it usually means your whole team can have priority for a bit.
Run Frisk as your ability on this set as a means of scouting enemy builds, and use Will-O-Wisp or Leech Seed as appropriate so that physical threats are nerfed and you're getting back as much health as possible for turn on top of the leftovers you should already be holding. It's like a perfect fusion of grass and ghost type strategies.
And finally, in that last slot, we like to go with Phantom Force. It basically works as a faux protect with Trick Room up, which gives you a turn to heal, but also you're either going to cause damage to your opponent or force them to waste a turn dealing with the hit they know is coming, which can be just the distraction a bruiser on your side needs to get the advantage. Happy battling, kids!
And that's Gourgeist. Of course, that's not the only way to train one though. So as always, here are a few.
If Phantom Force isn't safe enough for you, or Taunt is a big problem for your team, swap Leech Seed for Protect. Not only does it keep pretty much everything out, it's also a much safer play against huge fire moves, Gourgeist being weak.
Disable also has great synergy with Gourgeist's supersized bulk and can be a great follow-up to Trick Room since people will often be using their best moves that turn in order to try and stop you. Also, getting disabled really puts people inside their heads, which gives you a mental advantage too.
Same thing goes for Skill Swap, which can help mess up the weather, but unlike Roleplay, which also does this, it can also turn off Pokemon with scary abilities like Mega Mawile and Mega Kangaskhan.
And finally, if you'd rather run Protect than Shadow Force, Foul Play is a great way to deal out damage since it's based on your likely much more offensively focused opponent. Good luck, trainers! Kick some booty.
And that's it! Gourgeist, man, who'd have thought the scariest Pokemon this month would be based off of a gourd?
Right? Gourds, man! Also, guys, don't forget to pick up our newest shirt, courtesy of theyeti.com, which has a nice, spooky design and is available right now if you click the link in the description.
Or, if spooky Pokemon vids are more your thing, why not click right here for a custom playlist filled with some of the scariest and weirdest episodes we've ever done. Thanks for watching, I'm Pikachu PokeKellz.
And I'm Gardner 80s Vice Cop. Tune in next week for back-to-back life and death episodes of The Dex.